Hi everyone, you're very welcome to Classic English Academy Plus. I am Bob and this is another great topic. Today's topic is about an international food. I am sure that you have different food and cuisine in your own country. Please talk about them, try to write them first and then think about the details. Try to add details in your writing. Little by little, they come to your speaking. Do not go for some 5 basic words and some 5 advanced words and try to somehow amuse yourself, but try to read the texts, try to rewrite them and have a great practice making different aspects. Sometimes you need to add some more information from your own, points of view. Sometimes these points of view are very, very important to add. In fact, today we are going to talk about a special food. This food is pretty international. I believe that wherever, whenever you travel, you see this food on the menu of a lot of restaurants. Let's get in the lesson and see what we are going to eat today. Okay, story number 14. Well, this is an international food. I am sure that you know a lot of international food. Well, these international food help us to have variety in our diets. Well, we are on a diet and some international food can help us to enjoy that diet, huh? Yes, of course. But some food are not good for diet. Yes, of course. And I believe that this food is not good. Just imagine that the things that we are studying is going to help us in different ways. Just try to see it. Okay. I would rather to read and analyze at the same time. This is a little bit different from the previous stories. People all over the world. This is the adverb of place. Comes between the starter, yes, and the verb of the sentence. Look at it. Adverb of place can come here to emphasize, to focus on something, to show that it is very, very important. People all over the world eat rice. Millions of people in Asia, Africa, and South America eat it every day of their lives. Some people eat almost nothing but rice. This is a great idea. Millions of people, okay, in Asia, Africa, and the last word comes with comma, adding and South America. When we have, in fact, proper noun like Asia, Africa, and South America, we need to start these nouns with capital letters. The rest of the noun is free to use a capital or a small letter. So we have a great starter, and then we have a verb without s. Eat it every day of their lives. This is the plural of life. Yes, F turns into V and E, so we have got S at the end. Life, lives. This is a noun, of course, okay? Yes, of course it is a noun. Some people eat almost nothing but something. It is rice. It is a great fixed, somehow kind of an idiom or technique in grammatical points of view to talk about something. I eat butter and honey, but nothing. for the breakfast. It means that the only thing that I like to have for breakfast is butter and honey. I do not like any other things. Some people love eggs, so they go for the egg. Yes, of course, it's possible. Why not? Okay, so let's go to another paragraph. Rice. What is it, rice, really? Yeah, rice is one. One. Kind one. So grass is about one thing. Yes, rice is a kind of grass. There are, so we have different, yes, different things. Because after there, here we have a verb for more than one word. There are more than 7,000 kinds. 7,000 more, or it's more than one. More than one. And then here we have more than one and kinds more than one of rice. Rice is an uncountable noun. Yeah, it is uncountable. So we do not add s here. Not necessary at all. Farmers, people, yes, who grow things. Farmers grow rice in many countries. Many, y turns into I and then es. Of course. Even in, it is emphasizing, the word for emphasizing. Do you remember? We had it in our previous stories too. Even in the southern parts of the United States, yeah, and in Eastern Australia. Yes, they can grow rice everywhere. You remember? Capital letters, talking about proper noun. These proper nouns can come in different forms and pointing out different things, like countries, well, special companies, people, and different ideas. Of course, here we have, ideas means the place that you like to talk about. Okay, we have got nice points. Yes, of course. But they are simple. You must be very careful. When your English is getting better and better, you must be very careful that you shouldn't have any simple mistakes, because you are trying hard to understand the upper level of basic, pre-intermediate, intermediate, after intermediate, and there are some more levels. The more you are trying, the more you are learning some important points. So if you use some very special important tips about the vocabularies, proverbs, well, about the grammar, but you have some minor or somehow sometimes very basic but very important mistakes, you are going to lose mark, and different marks, of course, in exams. So you must be very careful. From these steps, you shouldn't have any problems. This is particularly important. No one, and for the starter, no one. Be careful. We have the verb, yes, in singular forms, s. No one, anyone, anybody, nobody really knows where rice came from. It is simple past. Come from, came from. It's an idiom, of course. You remember that? Some scientists think that it started to grow. After start, we have the infinitive and full infinitive in two places. They think that one kind of rice grew in southern Asia thousands of years ago. Well, it is about the past, so we need a go. Someone in China wrote about it almost 5,000 years ago. Great. Another kind probably grew in Western Africa. Other scientists think that rice came from India, most probably. China and India are great places that a lot of things come from. Not only rice, but so many other things. I know a lot of things about about for eating, for any other purposes. They come from both China and India. These two are great countries. And Indian travelers, there are many, not one person, that there are many travelers. And Indian travelers took it to other parts of the world. Thanks. Yes, really. I just like to thank you, everybody, all Chinese and Indian people, to give us such a kind of blessing. It is a great food I leave. I think that everyone somehow like it in a way, sometimes try to use it. Well, because it really helps people to have another taste. Yeah, try to see how the writer tries to introduce such a kind of a thing in paragraph by paragraph and give us some more information about the purpose of this food, about the place of this food, about taste of these food, kinds of these foods. You see, when you are talking, when you are answering some questions about food or your special cuisine, well, in fact, you're going to talk about a lot of different kind of aspects. You're going to somehow, or most probably, add your points of view. And that is very, very important, because it seems that you are making the language and you are adding your tastes too. This is not a matter of just memorizing. If you just come up with some information, only repeating some information, it means that you're just trying to memorize these informations. But when you add your points of view, well, the listener, either the examiner or your friends, are going to enjoy this. It's very important. Be careful. There are two main ways, two, not one, two. There are two main ways to grow rice. Upland rice grows. Look at it, rice is an uncountable noun. We have the verb with S. In dry soil, okay? Most rice, it means there are a lot of the different kinds, grows again in wet soil. So dry soil and wet soil. People in many countries, here we have again the adverb of place after the starter to emphasize something, huh? Yeah. And then we have a verb part here. People do all of the work of the growing rice by hand. People in many countries do all of the work of growing rice by hand, not with hand. Be careful. This is the same way farmers worked, hundreds of years ago. In some countries, we have the adverb of place in the beginning with comma separating from the starter. People now use machines on their rice farmers. The farmers all use fertilizer. A fertilizer is a material that somehow helps, well, it's a kind of a helper that kind of crop grows faster, better, with a better quality, in fact. Some insects, you know that they are not very nice, guys. Some insects are enemies of rice. Yeah, most of the time we kill the enemies. Farmers poison them. Yes, poison is a verb here. Do we have poison in another form? Do you remember the first sessions of the grammar? We talk about, well, the word order. We also talk about the part of a speech. Yeah, the poison has got another part of a speech. Here is a verb. Would you look it up in the dictionary and try to see what forms of the word we can use it in another sentence? That's great. And give me comments. People use every part of the rice plant. We have rice plant. This is a phrase, huh? Especially used for rice. They make animal feed. Make animal feed, okay, or anything feed. Okay, you can change this part. It is an idiom, of course. And rice oil. Rice oil You see, rice plant, these are fixed phrases for rice. When you read a topic like rice or international food, you really need to experience different important words, idioms, fixed phrases, particularly about that topic. That is very, very important to follow and rewrite the topic using these words and phrases again and again. So when you're going to talk about them or hear them or read them again somewhere else, you see that they are all familiar for you, and that is particularly important. They also make baskets. Make comes for baskets. Brooms, make brooms here. Make comes for brooms. Rugs, sandals, and roofs. So we use one verb. This is very, very special technique for different nouns, because all those nouns need make, but we do not repeat make at all. They also make baskets, brooms, rugs, sandals, and roofs for their houses. Be careful. We are going to introduce some nouns. Look at it. The first noun connecting with the second noun with a comma. Also, the second to the third to the fourth, and the last one. It goes on and on and on to get to the last word, and we need to add both, comma, adding, and. Both of them. This is particularly the matter of writing. You really need to take care of it a lot. Roofs for their houses. They burn dry rice plants. Yes, we can say rice plants, then there are many different, huh? In fires for cooking. This is it. Nice. Great. What is your favorite food? What food do you like? You can say different things, huh? Does your country have any special export in food? And you're going to talk about lots of different things, huh? As well as rice. If your country grows rice. Does your country grow and export? Well, here is very important. Export any food or anything important, any other things important. Yes, of course, you can say that we have got different kinds of things to export. Well, so there are some industrial things, there are some food, there are a lot of gadgets, a lot of different things. Okay, but here we have some information, great information to talk about them. That is particularly important. Okay, that is a great topic today. I believe that when you go and read them a lot, try to have some good notes from the internet, and here try to make some more longer paragraphs, more better, better and better paragraphs, in fact, than the paragraphs that we have in these stories. I would like you to hear from you a lot. Do not forget to add your comments, hit the like, subscribe, and send it to your friends. Try to read these and talk with the topics with your friends. I hope that you will be fine and have a great time. See you soon. Bye.